Yeah, what it is, people, it's your boy, Doggy Diamonds. Y'all see a lot of shit going on the internet about the Rick Ross situation and the GDs in Chicago, all over the United States right now. And some people saying it's fake. Some people think right now, his name is Jojo Capone from Chicago. He would know whether it's real or fake. So, Jojo, what's going on?
Man, it's a sad situation, man. You know, it's something that brother need to get situated quick. Cause if don't nobody know, he should know what he need to do.
Wow. So let's give him a little history. If I'm not mistaken, when I spoke to you before, you're the one who said that you connected Ross with Larry Jr. Right or wrong?
Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
No, I went in and out.
Oh, I said, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I spoke to you, you said you're the one who connected Ross with Larry Jr.
Yeah, he he was for the song preference, and I think it was a show. He had a show in town. He had a show in Chicago that night, and he wanted to meet him. You know what I'm saying? Hash out if there was any wrongful doings that he done by that or whatever. But what I just noticed with these guys is, you broadcast another person's life and legacy for your own better benefit, and within that, they have no general interest on even reaching out for that person whose name that they're using or their family. You know what I'm saying? Or their family. So it's like, how your parent tell you or your teacher would tell you, think before you speak. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's quite a few of those guys, and in the music industry, it's just, it boils down to do whatever it takes to sell records, even if it's putting your life on the line. So these.
So yeah, let me ask you something. So if he got with Larry Jr. and they spoke or whatever, why is he in trouble now? I mean, I'm pretty sure you can't really get into detail, but is it something else he did that was in the wrong that they on him like that for?
Well, from what I'm seeing, the guys is basically saying it has nothing to do with the son or the father.
Okay.
So I don't know if those are just members that he probably promised things to, or they basically tell you. You know what I'm saying? If you look if you watch the videos, they telling you what the issues were. Like, he was passing out fake numbers and all that type of shit. Like, man, you got to be a man. If you're going to say you're going to do something, do it. And if you're not, just say no. Like, shit. And you know what I'm saying? Situation could have got handled or dealt with a different way. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know how many times are you going to lie to somebody? Like, everybody handle things differently. When you get in bed with certain type of people, you know the type of people you get in bed with. If you're dealing with a street dude, he only know how to handle things the way the street dudes handle things. If you're dealing with another artist, he deal with the things the way artists handle it. So when you try to straddle that fence, you know what I'm saying, you got to be responsible for every move and every action that you create for yourself. So
for the people who might be thinking that there is GDs all over the United States, could you let them know that is really all over?
Worldwide. That's something you can Google. That's something that you're seeing right now. That's something that you can Google. That's something that you can that American Gangster show. That's something that the Bio Channel shows. So it's there. It's public information. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's public information. So to play with something like that is just, I don't know, man. Like, that's whatever he needed to do, he needed to fix it. That's one thing I could say.
So go ahead.
Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, now the shows is canceled all over the world because where could you go?
Yeah.
You closed in now. So now.
So for people who saying JoJo is gonna squash the beef or squash the beef, what you got to say to them?
JoJo not squashing shit. JoJo can't squash that. You know what I'm saying? JoJo one person, JoJo one man. and JoJo speak for JoJo. Only JoJo can speak for himself and get himself in and out of any situation. Like that's William Roberts' situation. So that's something he had to handle. That's something he had to deal with because I don't know who he.
So but he got in contact with you before to meet Larry Jr. If he call on you now, what can you do for him?
I don't want nothing to do with it.
Mm.
You know, you're not gonna call me every time you need help. Like, you know, my phone calls between myself and him was supposed to be doing music business together. You see what I'm saying? When it's now you know, so that's dumb of me to handle street situations for, once again, like I explained earlier, for an artist. So if we doing things that artists do, we only supposed to be talking about, you know what I'm saying, features, you know what I'm saying, touring and traveling, you know what I'm saying? Something that went on with the streets, that's something he had to deal with because that's something he spoke on. That's something he put himself in that line of fire. So now he got to get his, you know what I'm saying, get himself out of it if he can. You know,
wow.
I don't, you know, so. You know, but like I see, like a lot of the guys is mentioning that, you know, it's not about Larry or the son or the family. This is something that he told to members. You know what I'm saying? So whatever this conversations he had with those members, he got to get that shit straight. And so far, in every city that they coming out of, I don't know if during the time he was traveling, he spoke to different members in each one of them cities and promised them something, but because this, you know what I'm saying, it got to be something, man. He didn't do his part because if he would have done his part, I don't see this happening to him. You see what I'm saying? So
and it started. The first members popped up was from your hometown, if I'm not mistaken, saying that he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Where was the first? Was it Atlanta or was it Chicago?
I thought it was, I don't know, man. Like when I first heard of it, I think it was it was in other cities. It wasn't even Chicago though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't even Chicago. Because it wasn't a shot because he had his conversations. I don't know what it was pertaining to and all that, but he, you know, so he had did his show here, so I'm quite sure if he didn't do what he needed to do here, then them same videos or any situation, it would have been the same thing here. So, you know, I guess it's once he probably tried to buy himself some time from doing pictures and taking them pictures and stuff like that, like it was all good, you know, to try to buy him some time. I really don't know. That's why it's kind of strange, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't even want to speak on it because it's too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I just calling you to verify that you didn't squash no beats. You know, people were saying everybody gonna come to you. I know who could squash it. JoJo gonna squash it. He could squash it. You didn't squash nothing. You didn't speak to nobody on this man's behalf at all.
Nah, and you know, and like I said, it's an unfortunate situation. But as a man, that's something he got to deal with because, you know, I try to, you know, do the increase the peace throughout the streets and help out with the ceasefire programs and things of that nature here in Chicago and really beyond and out around the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people take my countenance for a weakness at times, you know what I'm saying, because they mixing the two, figuring, okay, he has his own record label, he has his own artist and his movement. So, you know, when we mixing and intertwining with these, you know, trying to do features or, you know, something musically, I just don't feel the need that none of them dudes should come at me on nothing that has something to do with the streets. Like, you know, I don't know them like that to even, you know what I'm saying, have them type of conversations.
To try to help you in that manner, whatever you got into, you got to get the fuck out of on your own.
Exactly, because my only advice is to do whatever you promise. If you promise something, be a man of your word. That's all I can say to any dude. Like, any man got to be responsible for his own actions. It's just simple as that. Like, you know, so if you tell somebody you're going to do something wholeheartedly, you should do that. Or your results can be, because a lot of times the artists might feel they blow up, they get a few dollars, you know what I'm saying, and they can hire security and they safe. But now, when you in a situation that you in now, shit, even the security don't want to work for them. You see what I'm saying? You know, so
the security needs security.
Exactly. Like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you know that's a real issue and it's a real problem. So.
All right. So just real quick, give the people your information, how they can stay a hold in contact with your movement.
Well, you know the movement, Global Gangsters, Earth I
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Twitter at Global Gangsters, the correct spelling. Act like an ENT, actlikeanENT.com. And YouTube, you know, search Global Gangsters, myself, Jojo Capone, act like an ENT, and really that's it. That's where it's at, you know.
Okay. So next time you in New York, man, we got to really get up and chop it up and really, because there's some other shit you got going on that we could get into, you know, give people a little bit of history for those who don't know who you are, all the things you've done, and they could Google you. I'm pretty sure they're going to see a lot of shit come up. But I'm just telling the people I needed this information, and I called somebody who I know what's going on and could speak that he ain't squashed no beat, because, you know, people saying you squashed it or whatever, or you gonna squash it. So I just wanted to clarify that with you. Just let them know, man, we on ForbesDVD.com, man.
Yeah, for sure. Rocking with my boy Doggy Diamond, ForbesDVD.com, your boy